Hello and welcome. This is Ayana Lahi, and I am so very happy that you're here with me today. In this week's episode of Be One, Be You, we are diving into the theme breaking through obsessive thinking and behaviors. We get into tape loops. You know what I mean? Your mind will stay grokked into repeating the same thought. It's almost as if it's trying to fulfill something, but it doesn't even know what it's really fulfilling. But there's a sense of unmet needs. There's a sense of not being clear with what you are creating. There's a sense of fear, and yet it being difficult to recognize, and a sense of not knowing what you're really afraid of. How do you find what you are afraid of? How do you move through the repetition, the repetitive thoughts that happen inside of your mind? That repetition happens because of being in the mind and living in that separation from your body. If we do not allow the mind to reconnect into the body, we do not allow the body to be an important, major player in each moment in our day, we find ourselves going into obsessive thinking, and we find ourselves casting judgment on ourselves because we're always wound up into that ball of yarn. And after years of repetition thinking and learning through anxiety, we miss life. We miss the joy levels that can happen. And then we seek distraction and avoidance, denying and escape. And our whole culture is really set up on that. So the connection into the body, which many of you have been guided into reconnecting with through this work, happens through your spirit and physicality reuniting in the Spirit Gateway's experience. And yeah, it is an experience because of the Be Light meditation and Love to Be the movement, which are all the integration process of body and spirit that are part of all of the Spirit Gateway's courses and programs. So your obsessive thinking, and all of us have had it. We've all gotten caught because we doubt ourselves. We are wondering if we're enough, but we don't even know if we're thinking that. Perhaps as a child, remember your blueprint is being created, and that blueprint are grooves of energy, and they repeat themselves because the level of fear can be intimidating and overwhelming. And so what do you do when you realize that you're in a tape loop? You want to come down into your solar plexus from your head down. Solar plexus is under your rib cage in the center. It is the center of the sunshine, the sun, the solar, the plexus, the center of the sun within inside of you. And then once you're there, you reconnect into your lower belly, and then your tailbone and pubic bone, the space in between your tailbone and pubic bone connects into your sexuality. It connects into your ways of surviving in your body. It connects into whether you are opening into the intelligence within the earth. Yeah, think about it, how intelligent the earth is. It's been in evolution for millions of years. And life forms have gone through all the cycles from stone to metal. When you really feel into it, reptilians, amphibians, birds, mammals, and then you evolve through those forms into human form. And you become awake, you become conscious. In those other states, you're not aware of your own thoughts. You're being in that state that you're in. To come down into your body means that you're reconnecting into spirit. And the feminine side of spirit is through the energy from the earth moving up from the earth, through your feet, up your legs, into the space between your pubic bone and tailbone. You feel a connection of energy. A lot of folks, a lot of you will feel it open as sexual energy. When that happens, release it up through the middle of your body, through a core shaft. Open to bring that energy up into your heart. As soon as you reconnect into your solar plexus, your lower belly, that root center, and then up into your heart, you rewire, you create that new circuit that you hear me talk about a lot, that is your natural state of integration. It's the doorway, the gateway. Through living in the mental body and being obsessive and pushing yourself in your life, in your work, to have things be a certain way in the moment and holding yourself together so that you don't fall apart because it just feels too overwhelming inside. So many individuals, as you know, take on a belief system that's outside of themselves, that is not at all connected into what you need in this lifetime, in this body, to progress, to evolve. Your nervous system holds the repetitive thinking cycles. So a tool that you can use is asking your solar plexus what color it needs. Right now, ask your solar plexus, what color do you need? So that I can come down and meet you, so that you can open and feel that breath of life, feel that movement, feel that steadiness, that your portal system, your PowerPoint centers, as I call them, provide for you. There's a place for you to come into. Your spine responds. The light within you can begin to open. And the circuitry, the attachment to an old way of functioning in the world, that is a compensation for not being in your body and not being seen, being heard, being received, can shift so that you are opening into making room for the divine source to begin to talk, show up, enter into you, guide you, inspire you, ignite you, so that you are the full ignition of the being that you are. We live in a world where other people can be threatened by who we are and have opinions and judgments to shut down your flow. But your evolution has to do with opening to you and then moving into you. That's the involution. You're going in now through that secret passage door where you and infinite source are always connected. Infinite source, known as God and known by 108 names or more. There's no limitation of where you can go as you reconnect into you. You have to give yourself that energetic. It's got to be energetic. It can't just be an affirmation like, I feel safe today. No, your whole body inside could be freaking out. You got to make the connection, which is why we're moving into the solar plexus, the lower belly, the root center, where we are rewiring you so that the old paradigm of obsessive thinking and living in a very small dimension, because when you really think about how big you really are, there is a quantum space inside of you that you naturally get to know as you open the door into you. And you move towards the center of the source within you, which is God. And you come closer to you. We become so obsessive, so repetitive with our thoughts because we're living in separation from that source. And we're not allowing the mind-source connection to grow. In your mind-source connection, you'll have new ideas and a curiosity to experience what real bonding is with another, to follow the strength within your heart center. You are filled in courage. The courage naturally evolves. We think that we don't have courage to walk our true path of life, and so we shirk away. We leave that place of real stability. And we find ourselves living in a separate reality. And in that separation, the obsessive thinking and thoughts just keep going. The solution to everything is here in the moment, through and by reconnecting into that source current, that quantum source of full interaction with inside of you. There's a stillness, there's motion, movement, there's silence. And then you hear that voice from deep within you speaking through that channel of light, love, power within you. And that happens through coming down from your head into your body. And that is the experience through all of the spirit gateways, be light, meditation, and love to be the movement. You get to reunite in with that source. And in this work, we are reuniting the shadow part of you, the parts of you that have been ignored and left, with the source of light, which is pure divine consciousness within you. So you're looking at the psychology of your being, able to be transformed and brought higher into a higher frequency and higher plane of connection. The moon and the sun are within you. The moon, you're feminine, the sun, you're masculine. Your mind and your body come together through coming in. If you do not open the doors within inside of you, you could sit and do a breath exercise for the rest of your life, but not feel any different. You have to come in and experience that your body is breathing itself into being alive. Your mind is not able to click on, turn on the connection valve. Your heart turns it on. Your desire to be here, to be present, is what creates your new ultimate place of being. When a thought comes up and it repeats itself, pay attention to where in your body you feel fear. And then find out what is inside of that fear. It takes 5 minutes, 30 seconds, whatever time it takes. At first, it might be a little longer. The more you go in there, the faster the answer comes. Once you get your answer, reconnect into the you. Find out where you live inside your body. Because when we are whole, we are taking up space in our entire body. The obsessive thoughts, the belief thoughts, no longer are in charge. You have the ability to find what runs you, what you give your power over to, how you deny, how you shut down, and how you work to keep things in control and manageable. That source within you will guide you to experience and face and integrate, interrelate with your true power, that then guides you to go way beyond what you think you can do, way beyond how you even feel you can show up. You come out of your boxes and you find that your involvement, your engagement with the life energy within you is guiding you and lifting you. In the Spirit Gateways Institute, you are given all of the tools, practices, and inner knowledge in order to find who you truly are and step into those higher states of bliss and come through the pain and suffering within you. The Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village membership is a membership program that gives you all the tools that you need, and you do it at your own pace in your own way. And I'm also offering 2 different mentoring opportunities and experiences to choose from. So you can choose your tiers, 1, 2, or 3. And you find that on my website at iyanalahi.com, IANALAHI.com. And I invite you with all my beingness and all my love to come join me. I do what I do because I made the decision, even before coming into this lifetime, to learn everything I could of how the science and the art and the spirit of Source itself works and meets in the body. And this is my passion, and I share this with you. Thank you so very much for being here, taking this time to really dive in here And I welcome you to our community globally that embraces men and women who are on their journey to break through and be all that they can be. Holding you in deep love, this is Ayana Leahy.